Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So if you know me, you'll know that I love talking about sex and I also love me a good personality quiz. I've made entire videos doing all sorts of different personality quizzes and then also some sex related ones. And I recently came across another sex related quiz and I couldn't help myself. So this is the sex values quiz and it's called Sex Values Legacy because, and I will read the disclaimer on the website, this test is still a mess, hence why it's called Legacy. It will be replaced. For now, I just added demographic questionnaire, reworded some questions and kicked it off my server. If you have any more questions, my contacts are below. So that is from the person who created this quiz. I thought it was only fair to share that before I go into it. I cannot remember the context in which I came across this quiz. Maybe someone I follow posted online about it, but that memory, anything specific, who it was, what they said about it, has gone out of my brain. Maybe the replaced version is already out there, or maybe not because this one still exists. Who knows? But for now, this is the quiz we are doing and I'm very excited. And the style of it is very much like the political values quiz. I don't know if it's by the same person or there's just like this template design for a quiz that different people have used. But let's find out what my sex values are. What is sex values? Sex values is a quiz running on a modded base of 8 values that attempts to map your sexuality. So, what are the 8 values? There are 5 axes and each has 2 opposing values assigned to them. They are, but if there are 5 and there's 2 in each, does that make it 10, not 8? This quiz is a mess. We've had the disclaimer of this quiz is a mess. So the first one is attraction, and on one side you've got masculine, on one side you've got feminine. So apparently stereotypical masculine traits are strength, courage, independence, leadership, and assertiveness. And stereotypical feminine traits are emotional, kind, helpful, and devoted. I'll be honest with you, I often joke with Dan about how he is the most masculine man that I have ever dated, but he's also the most kind, helpful, and devoted man that I have ever met. So, what is masculinity and femininity anyway? Right, next up, sex drive, which I have a whole video about how the sex drive doesn't exist. But we have hypersexual, so this is people who tend to have extremely frequent or suddenly increased libido, or hyposexual, which is characterized by a lack or absence of sexual fantasies and desire for sexual activity. Dominance. So then we have on one side dominant and on one side submissive. Deviance. Oh, I'm into this. Higher deviant scores tend to have many or extremer fetishes and kinks, and pure. Does anyone just like get a bleh when they hear the word pure in relation to sexuality? They may not have as many fetishes and kinks and generally look for a more vanilla experience. So I think I would be more on the pure end, but Dan, as a joke, often calls me a deviant and I love it. So I want to be a deviant. Okay, and then affection. This is interesting. What's this mean then? Affective. So these people tend to only be sexual around people they have romantic feelings or other affections too. Okay, and then hedonist tend to be more open about their sexuality and don't see it as only exclusive to their partners. I'd be interested to see how I come out as this because I'm in a relationship, but also when I was single, I didn't need to have romantic feelings towards someone in order to want to be sexy with them. So we'll see. Okay, let's go. Click here to start. Boom. Right, I masturbate. Oh God, this is going to be real personal, isn't it? We're already off to a great start. I masturbate at least once a day. I would say agree. It's not quite that, but sometimes. I could say chastity is my virtue. Strongly disagree. I find myself repulsed by the idea of sex. I'm going to put disagree instead of strongly disagree because, you know, there are some things that repulse me about sex. I have frowned upon kinks/fetishes. Now, this is where grammar comes into it because Do you have yourself, you have these, you have the kinks and fetishes that are frowned upon, or have you in the past frowned upon, the verb to frown upon, kinks and fetishes? I think this is about your own kinks and fetishes, not about your judgment towards others. I do not have any frowned upon. This test is a mess, we have to remember. So, no. Well, frowned upon by what groups? Because premarital sex is frowned upon. Is it a kink or a fetish? I'm going to put disagree instead of like strongly disagree. Okay. I sometimes find myself dreaming about lewd scenarios. Strongly agree. I belong to sub-communities associated with deviances. Do sex educators and sex-positive influencers count as a sub-community that is associated with deviance? Because could be argued as such. But I don't think that's what this is going for. So I think I'm going to put neutral. I find most of fetishes disgusting. So I would probably say agree, but that's like personally for me. I don't find the idea of fetishes or other people being into them disgusting. They're just like, not for me. At least I haven't discovered my fetish yet. I would enjoy inflicting pain or having pain inflicted on me. I'm just going to be a disagree for that. I would have relationships with men. Strongly agree. I like the idea of having power over someone. I don't know. I think I feel pretty neutral about that. I watch pornographic content. Strongly agree. That one's not one that you could really have a scale. Like, you either do or you don't. Anyway, this test is a mess. Sex is more about the pleasure than the intimacy. Depends who I'm having sex with. I don't know, because in my current relationship, it's about both. I'm going to go with pleasure. Pleasure, but I'm just going to do an agree, not a strongly agree. I am okay with the idea of hookups or one-night stands. Strongly agree. I could imagine myself in a sexual scenario with a man. Strongly agree. I could imagine myself in a sexual scenario with a woman. I'm going to put agree. I find myself attracted to soft skin, feminine clothing. Yes, I am attracted to those things. I don't think I'm sexually attracted to those things, but it doesn't specify about being sexually attracted to those things. But I am certainly aesthetically attracted to those things. I like touching soft skin. Yes, great. I love feminine clothing on me and my friends. If that's what they want to wear. Okay, but we're assuming that they probably mean sexually attracted. Oh, but am I sexually attracted to soft skin? Yeah, whatever. Just to disagree. I would enjoy degrading or getting degraded. That's a disagree. I would have sex on a regular basis. See, what is regular? Because I've gone through the having sex on a very regular basis in order to try and conceive, and that's not as fun. And now I'm having less regular sex and it's way more fun. But it's still semi-regular. I would have sex on a regular basis. Yeah, agree. Just a small agree. I might be too boring for some people in the bedroom. I mean, yes, for some people. There's going to be some people out there who I am too boring for. So, agree. I could only be lewd to my partners. I mean, I'm lewd on the internet. Do I know what the word lewd means? Crude and offensive in a sexual way. Okay, no, I can be like that with other people with whom it's appropriate. I could only be lewd to my partners. Oh, to, not with. I don't know. I'm just going to do a disagree. I would have relationships with women. Probably not. So let's just do a disagree. I would enjoy someone having control over me. Again, I think I'm neutral on those. The Venus only makes it better. Brackets, I like dick. I was not expecting this question. The Venus. Oh dear. This test is a mess. I'm just going to put an agree for me personally. I find myself attracted to muscular bodies. That's a disagree, actually. No, not really. I consider myself vanilla. I will be an agree there. Sex should be a romantic topic. No. Disagree. I wouldn't be comfortable with getting dominated. I might be. Disagree. Oh, we did it! If there was a question about the penis, why wasn't there a question about the bussy? Anyway, this test is a mess. Did you complete this test in a serious or at least unironic manner? Ooh, yes, and I'd like to help improve it with 18 questions. Oh, okay, this is the identity demographics part. Fine. Okay, here we go. Results. Results are in. Okay, my attraction is masculine leaning, 67.9%. My sex drive is hypersexual, 87.5%. My dominance, oh, I'm a switch. I'm a switch. What fun. But more submissive, fair enough. And then my deviance access is vanilla. What a shame. 71.9%. I shall not vanilla shame myself. I just don't like the language pure. And then affection, hedonist. 81.2% hedonism. You know what? I feel like that makes sense. I feel like it got me. This quiz isn't a mess, it's perfect. It nailed me down. I am a masculine-leaning, hypersexual, switch, vanilla hedonist. That's actually quite funny when you say it all in one. Well, there we have it. Did I expose myself or did we just expose the quiz? Thank you so much for watching. This was a very silly video. Sometimes we're silly here. Sometimes I do actually cover more serious sex education topics. But it's the end of the year. This is the equivalent of, like, at the end of the school year, rolling out the TV and getting your kids to watch a movie instead of teaching them. But thank you for watching. Obviously, I'll leave a link to the quiz in the description if you want to take it yourself. And if you want to share your result in the comments, feel free. I wonder if it's possible at all on every single one to get 69. What do you have to answer in order to get 69% on all of them? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much to my patrons for supporting this ridiculous content, but also the more serious stuff. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.